All right. So hopefully everyone can hear me now. Let me get this link shared to everybody. All right. So hopefully everyone can. What's good, everyone? Markets have finally opened after a pretty long weekend. Oh, it's good to see. Bitcoin. Absolutely lovely stuff. Been enjoying my price since 16,000. Not gonna lie and say that I was in since like the thousands. No. But I got in halfway, I guess. All right. All right, so we'll get started there in a few minutes. Just give everyone a chance to hop on the call. If you haven't already, make sure to drop a like on the stream. It'd be really, really appreciated. Okay. All right, 2 more minutes, we get started. All right, let's get started now. No more delays. Sorry, I think I choked on something. It was the almonds that I'm eating. Okay, so good to be back, guys. Happy New Year to everyone. Also, it was 3 days ago, but it's the first time talking to you. So yeah, we are back in full tune. I'm excited to see how this week goes. I think it'll still be a pretty slow week. I'm not sure if the team is gonna fully come back to trading this week, but we will have to see. Because next week, I think next week, it could be next week, to be honest. I think we'll still have to wait and see. I don't think the volume will be there, but I could be wrong. We'll see. It's just based off my experience from what happened last year. this week wasn't good either. Okay, so we're gonna get started off with GBP USD as usual. As you can see, very volatile. Okay, during this last month, very volatile. Lots of wicks, lots of moves up and down, but overall you could clearly see it was making higher highs, higher lows. Okay, lower highs, so higher highs, lower highs. Okay, so see overall we're pretty bullish. If I zoom in here, my eye is currently looking at this level. Okay, so if I drop down to the 8 hour, let's see, the 12 hour could be nicer. Yeah, so my eyes are looking at this area here, the 12 hour. I'm looking at this IC right here. What I potentially could see for Monday is a drop or trace, because we did clear this double top right here. Okay, so we cleared this double top, and once you get a clearance on liquidity, obviously you know that price is going to pull back. So what I feel is price is going to pull back, just make a higher low here. Okay, and then a higher high, higher low, higher high, and retrace obviously to this IC right here. So oops, so this is what I'm kind of seeing for GBP USD. As well, what we do have, if we kind of zoom in a tiny bit, let's drop down to like the 4 hour time frame. What we do have is some imbalances in that you can see right here. Okay, so if I use my volume profiler to see, yeah, okay, so you can see how we have this imbalance right here. The volume profile is showing it there's literally no volume in this area. Okay, little to no volume right here. Okay, compared to everyone else, this proves to me that this is indeed a relevant imbalance. Okay, and it's not just something that looks like an imbalance but actually not. Okay, so now I can get rid of this. Once again, I'm looking for is a pullback down, filling imbalance, touch IC on this level, go back up, and it's only just here to make a retracement. That's what I'm seeing for GBP USD. As I said, guys, long term I am still bullish. I was pointing out on the weekly time frame to you guys how we had lots of imbalances right here. Okay, we had lots of imbalances in here that I wanted to get filled in, and I want you guys to notice as well, last week's close pretty bullish. It closed above these highs as pointed out on a 4 hour time frame, and you can see how we did a massive retracement here. Not a massive, pretty big though, and it did come into this IC right here. So it did retrace, and then as you can see, the bulls were very strong, even though the bears did try to push it down here. And for a second we did think that it was going to close bearish engulfing, because at one point the candle was very bearish, but then no, the bulls was just too strong and they ended up closing, okay, breaking this high, and they closed higher. So what I do see once again is probably pushed down, and just to fill in as all these investors, you can see maybe retest these highs before going up once again, leaving that wick and just making another big bullish candle. I do see another big bullish candle for this week, if the volatility is there. But yeah, just based off the price action itself, because these are like black holes. Okay, these imbalances, just looking at this price action, and it's just sucking up. It's gonna fly, okay, at least up until this level right here. And then when we look at the longer term trend of things, you can see how we are kind of in a bear structure, so potentially price could sell off from here. Okay, but when we're looking at such big when we're looking at such macro view of things, okay, that's where kind of economics comes into play as well. So technical analysis works better under small time frames, but when you're going on to the yearly, monthly, it still works, but it's not as effective. Okay, so I am going to skip and take a look at GJ is going to be the same as GU, obviously. Okay, so I'm probably going to skip GJ. Let me take a look at your USD. So obviously bullish, still bullish, and as you guys already know, my target is this right here. So I want this high to obviously get cleared out, just to show you my overall target as well. See how, if we really zoom out, okay, we are in this bear structure, but then price failed to break this low. So what we could potentially notice is once price breaks above this, now we can confirm that we are long term on the weekly and the monthly time frame that we can be bullish. Okay, so once price breaks that level, all it has to do is just push down and just keep going, and all it has to do then is just target these highs where the liquidity is forming and sitting above these highs. Okay, but I do see USD long term very bullish. Eurocad, I don't like this pair. I'm going to skip it. I don't like talking about it. It's just horrible to look at. It's just really not my thing. One thing I will say though is if you do trade this, just look at this candle. I'm not saying to buy from here, but this does look really nice. So if you are someone that trades this pair, watch this level, because I do believe that you could potentially get some nice pushes up off here. Okay, just be careful though to buy off that open, because we do have an imbalance right here on the 4 hour time frame, which could be then minimized right here once again on the 1 hour time frame. So potentially might not push up right off the open, might want to come down deeper and fill in these imbalances right here. So you can see them right here. Right there. And right here. Okay. So now we move on to USD Gpu. No, I'm not really liking your GPU as well. Very, it's gotten worse lately, but that is to be expected. Obviously, over the past month, everything's not going to move the same, but it is not nice at all currently. So just not even going to look at this pair. But if I do look at the weekly, maybe overall, you can kind of see how the weekly is still pretty bad, but overall it's still bullish. Okay, and that is my target, as I said, pointed out from last week's stream. We're still heading there. And we were right. Okay, so from last week's stream, sorry guys, so from last week's stream, what did I tell you guys? I said overall we want to look down, and I drew this out and I kept it from last week, and see how we ended up targeting all these lows, and I marked out these lows, and we got it. We got smacked here. We smacked these lows, and I reacted nicely off this daily IC. Okay, so this was a perfect setup that I called it last week, and I played exactly how you wanted it to. Overall, still pretty bearish. Okay, I marked out these lows as well. I said that overall, this whole circle in general is just plenty of liquidity sitting down here. How did you get a gradient as your background? You go into settings, you go into background, you can select solid or gradient, and then you can select your 2 colors. For USD CAD, whoa, that's a pretty big. Oh, on the daily candle, it looks like this is weird. This is weird. So on the daily, maybe it's just, oh, sorry, this is a line. Wow, I was gonna go crazy for a second. Okay, this is a rectangle. I was wondering, I thought it looked like a wick to me. What's an IC? An IC is an institutional candle. It's our point of entry. Okay. So overall, USD CAD, if I still am bearish, and my short-term goal right here is not far off. It's this low right here. So you can see that we have this double bottom, and this is where retail liquidity is sitting. Okay, and this is where we like to target, because this is where the money is going to be at. And there we go, just target this area. Okay, so then we have USD CHF. I know you guys were asking about it. I don't personally trade this, but no harm in trying to analyze it. Okay, so yeah, so overall bearish, been very clear. Long-term target would be this low. Obviously there's going to be some major liquidity sitting below here. On a daily time frame, if we drop down, what we can see is lower lows, lower high, lower low. What I expect is another push up, maybe next few days. Touch this open. So if you want to take a sell off USD CHF, this is the level you want to wait for. Okay, this I see right here, and you want to buy from sell from this area. So you just want to wait, price push down, and eventually push down, take this low, and then take the low back here. Okay. Okay, so USD JPY, same thing as USD nearly identical price action. Okay, so you can see that IC right there. I don't really trade CADs or ADs or NZDs, so I will skip them. Although ADSD is very, very bullish to the long term. Okay, bullish. So yeah, look, overall I'll still be targeting this level right here, the strip at the top. Gold, what I am seeing is now finally I do believe that it's time to go up to the upside. Why? Because if you guys can understand what we trade here, if you understand the three market phases, okay, you can see how we had the consolidation, we had our manipulation, and now it's time for the trend. And this is a good time to find your buys. Okay, I told you guys last week to start finding your buys here. Okay, and we were right, and it did move a couple of hundred pips up to the top, to the upside, but overall still a long way to go up here. So if you can load your buys up here, it's a good idea, because I do believe it's time to start buying now. You can see how we have these equal highs right here as targets, and then we have our overall high right here. Okay, Euro NZD overall down to the bottom, kind of following Euro odd. You can see how we have this kind of trend line that we can use as liquidity. But overall, you see how it's made a lower low, lower high, pull back, then new lower low. I think should be coming into form. All right. What are the key news events that we should look to avoid trading this month? Well, to be honest, I haven't really looked at the economic calendar anytime. Yeah, I've just been on a break for the past 2 weeks, not even gonna lie to you. But the one that I do know you want to look out for is the fact that we had that Brexit deal. Okay, so I think it was last week, the fact that we had that Brexit deal, and it was like the 1st of January, okay, that Britain officially left the EU. So that is bound to cause some sort of commotion in the market. So you just want to be careful trading GBP this week, okay? And I do believe that it's going to give us some pretty nasty moves. But if you know what you're doing and you know how to trade it, you're going to make bank. If you don't, and you can't manage your emotions and you can't manage your risk, accounts are going to be blown this week. Bitcoin, not even going to say too much. You already know what I'm on Bitcoin. You already know what our targets are. I've been saying this forever. Okay, Bitcoin, to be honest, didn't pique my interest until 16,000. So it piqued my interest right here. I never was a crypto fan, didn't like crypto, but then when I seen this move, I was like, okay, this does have potential, and I did some more research on it myself, etc., and I analyzed it technically, and I was like, it's time to buy here. Okay, when I got that snipe on that IC, ever since then it's never came down to my entry, and I've been holding ever since then. Okay, this is just a month, but there's some beautiful returns there. Okay, some high percentages there. Ethereum, same thing. Today made a really, really beautiful move for us today. I've been holding since down here, okay, since the 300s. So I believe I did get a pretty nice entry on Ethereum, and to the moon we go. Okay, I don't recommend entering now. I would wait for a pullback some sort down to this level once again, and then push up. And personally, I'm just entering on every pullback, putting in a couple of hundred, pullback, putting a couple of hundred, pullback, putting a couple of hundred. It's just like adding to your trade, Forex, okay, or whatever you're doing, normal trading. Just adding to your trade as you go. Your GBP, untouchable. Wouldn't really look at this pair, to be honest. Yeah, it's not something you want to trade right now, so just leave it. Don't even bother with it. There was a pretty nasty gap opened here as well. So yeah, any more pairs that you guys want me to go over before we finish this off? As I said, guys, if you didn't notice already, on our free channel we still have that discount code up. So if you want to start this new year off with us to learn something new instead of the normal retail trading, you want to learn how to trade smart money, go ahead. New Year 21 is the discount code on available on all packages. Hop on with us. We'll get you started trading the smart money way. I don't think I see any more questions. So I already went over gold. You ever trade oil? Used to. Consolidating. Overall, still up. What we could see on oil is the trigger market phases. So, you know, once we have a consolidation, once the market is just absorbing all these sellers and buyers, we will see something like a push down, clear these lows, and a push up. Okay, and a clear these highs. And that's the trigger market phases, something like this. Consolidate, down, fake, and then up. All right. Cool. So I think that's pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for hopping on the stream. Sorry for lacking this week. Once again, I didn't really upload videos, but I got some crazy stuff coming out at the end of the month. So yeah, stay tuned for that. And as I said, if you want to hop onto the team, head on to fusignals.com and we'll get you started. Thank you so much. Have a good day.